Elimination, all right, is another method to solving a systems of equations. It's best used when one of the pairs of variables can easily be canceled. Okay, so one variable can easily be canceled. Okay, so what we're looking for is we're looking for the same number opposite signs. And sometimes we get that, and sometimes we have to create it. Okay, so I'm going to do 3 problems because I want you to see there's a couple of different ways we might have to create it. Okay, and I did a pretty good job on, I gave you some practice problems, and I tried to mix it up so you had a good bunch of all the different types. Okay, all right, so this first one, we're supposed to solve the system by elimination, so I want to actually see the work to make sure you're using the right method. So we're not doing substitution this week, we're doing elimination. Okay? All right, so do you notice how the 2 x's, one's negative and one's positive? So if I were to add those up, they would cancel out. Okay, so that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to do, remember when you did like stacked addition in elementary school, where you had the 2-digit number over the 2-digit number? It's very similar to that. Okay? So all I'm going to do is add going down. Okay, so negative 2x and positive 2x would be 0. I'm not going to write 0. I'm just going to leave it blank. It cancels and goes away. Okay, but I'm not going to cross it out because I'm going to need these equations later. Okay, what's 9y and 6y? 15y, good. And then 22 minus 8. Oh, 15, that was convenient. All right, I got to get y by itself. What am I going to do? Divide by 15. So y equals, what's 15 divided by 15? 1. Now that I have that, what do you think I'm going to do with it to get x? Say it again. Okay, what are we going to do with it to get x? What did we do last week? Didn't we plug it back into one of the equations? Yeah, it doesn't matter which one you go into. Do you want to go into the first one or the second one? Second one. Okay, so I'm going to go 2x plus 6 parentheses equals negative 8. I'm going to take this and put it in there. So it's not solved for x or y like it was last week. And do you notice how there's coefficients in front of everything this week? Because I wanted to make sure you couldn't do it by substitution, or it was harder to do by substitution. Not that you can't do it, it's just harder. Okay. All right, what's 6 times 1? 6 equals negative 8. So 2x equals, what do I have to do to move this 6 over? Subtract. So negative 8 and negative 6 is? Good. And then what am I going to do with this 2? Divide. So negative 14 divided by 2 is? Just 7? Negative 7. And then remember, your answer is negative 7, 1, always written as a coordinate. And I was really nice on the quiz last week and actually gave it to you in that form. Okay? All right, so that's the best scenario you could get. It's already set up for you. Okay? This one, technically, I could do by substitution. I wasn't very careful in my problems. But I'm going to use elimination on it. Okay? So there's 2 different, I could decide I want to eliminate the x's, or I could eliminate the y's, and it doesn't matter. Okay? I'm going to choose to eliminate y because I notice, how many times does 2 go into 4? 2. So I could very easily create a 4 here, right? And my signs are already opposite. So I'm going to multiply this. How would I get, we already said it goes in there twice, right? So I'm going to multiply that by 2. When I do this, I distribute even across the equal sign, okay? And I'm going to be totally lazy and just write it underneath this, okay? So 2 times x would be 2x. 2 times negative 2y is negative 4y. And 2 times 15 is 30. And now we're totally set up for elimination again. So I'm gonna go vertically again. I'm just using these bottom 2 equations. Okay, so what's 3x plus 2x? Good. And then the y's cancel, right? We totally set it up for that. So we get a 0, so I'm not going to write it down. I'm just going to leave it blank. What's a negative 15 and positive 30? 15. I got to get x by itself. What do I do to move the 5? Divide by 5, and 15 divided by 5 is 3. Good. Then it's your choice. You can decide, do I want to substitute into the first equation or the second one? What do you guys want to do? First. Okay, so I'm going to go, it's blank, it's the negative 3, or the 3 goes in, right? Minus 2y equals 15. So that came from here. All right, what am I going to do to move the 3 to the other side? Subtract it. Good. So 15 minus 3 is what? 12. Good. How do I move the negative 2? Divide. So 12 divided by negative 2 is? Negative 6. I have noticed as I've been grading, because I did a lot of grading yesterday, some of us are doing our order of operations incorrectly. All right, so I noticed that on a few of you. When we're doing something like this, remember we're isolating the y, and you work from the thing that's not close to the y in towards whatever the y is, or in towards your variable. So whatever's furthest away from your variable to what's next to your variable is the order that we do that in. Even though I know we're supposed to do multiplication and division first, it just doesn't make sense until the variable has to be isolated before we can move anything else from in front of it. Okay? All right, we're going to do one more. So this last one here, and it's really low to the bottom of the page. I'm sorry. It's okay. We're going to go to the left mostly. All right, we have to decide what variable we are going to eliminate, and it doesn't matter. Okay? I am going to choose, and both of them have opposite signs, right? So do you guys want to eliminate the x's or the y's? Y's. Okay, so if I'm going to eliminate the y's, I want to get both of these up to what number do you think? 20, right? They both divide into 20, so let's, and usually it's you multiply them by the opposite, right? So the one that's not there. So I'm going to multiply this one by 5 and this one by 4. My signs are already opposite. I may need to multiply, if the signs are the same, I might need to multiply by a negative. Okay, and that happens sometimes. Okay, I'm going to distribute this in across all three things. All right, so let's see. 5 times negative 9 is what? Negative 45x. And then 5 times negative 4 is? Negative 20y. 5 times 22. 100 and what? 110? Okay. Negative 110, right? Because I've got a negative in there. All right. I'm going to distribute this 4 across all three things. So 4 times 2x is 8x. 4 times 5y is 20y. 4 times 9 is? Good. And the biggest mistake people make on these, and I guarantee you it's going to be one where you have to multiply at least one equation on Friday. Okay? I started us really easy because I want you to see it, but is not multiplying by that third thing. If you're coming up with an answer that's fraction in the middle, that's not my intention. I'm not going to make it hard. I'm going to give you nice numbers, okay? So if you're getting something fraction in the middle, you probably missed something, okay? All right, negative 45 and positive 8. Very good with 37. All right, the 20y's cancel like we expected them to, right? Negative 110 and positive 36. It's okay to use. What do we get? 74. Perfect. Okay. They should set up nice because look at what's happening, right? I'm going to divide by negative 37. I'm going to guess, is it 2? Yeah. It was really nice, right? I'm not going to shy away from the bigger numbers because sometimes it's just hard because you're going to have a calculator, right, to help you. All right. So that's okay to put the bigger numbers there in my view. All right. I'm going to come back here to one of these two. You guys want to go into the first one or the second one? Second one looks good. Okay, so I'm going to do 2 parentheses plus 5y equals 9. And I'm going to put this 2 inside those parentheses. All right, what's 2 times 2? 4 plus 5y equals 9. What am I going to do to move this 4 to the other side? Good. So 9 minus 4 is 5. Divide by 5, you get 1, and then your answer 2, 1. Okay? These should not be that bad. Okay? All right. Next thing I want you to do, okay? Let's see, because we don't have to start the quiz till about 9:05, so we've got like 20 minutes, okay? So we're going to work on our quiz corrections from the old quiz, the 3.1 to 3.3 quiz. All right, so I want you to go into Otis. I'll give you a couple of minutes to get that set up. I'll put the quiz title up here so you can find it. I think I opened it up. If I didn't open it up, you got to let me know, okay? It was here. It's that quiz right there, okay? So find that. I'm going to stop the recording and restart it.